Get ready to hear the truth about America on a show that's not immune to the facts with your host, Dan Bongino.
Psaki got caught yesterday. Peppermint Patty got busted at the lectern, the Brady press room lectern. Asked a very simple question. Hey, we're going to put face diapers on everyone again, including our kids for another school year. Can you just point to some data, just a little bit of data, some science-y stuff maybe? She's like, maybe, kind of, sort of. It's like an X-Lax moment for her. We're going to get into that. I've got a lot more today. I got a very busy show today. We only got 2 more days in the week to get you the information you need. Today's show brought to you by ExpressVPN. Thousands of my savvy listeners protect their online activity with a VPN. Get one. Go to expressvpn.com/Bongino. Welcome to the Dan Bongino Show. Let's get right to it. I've got that. Another version of the teachers' unions absolutely hate your kids. It's now obvious. They're now hinting that they may not come back to school again. Why come back ever at this point? What's the point? You've already cost kids most of their livelihood and 4 to 5 months of educational ability. Yeah, I got the research on that. So why come back at all at this point? Just stay gone. We'll figure out a solution on our own. Disgusting. Got that. Also, the most popular president ever, Joe Biden. I say that with the dreaded air quotes. Didn't seem to be too popular in Allentown, Pennsylvania. You know, the Scranton kid, Lunch Bucket Joe. See his response when he showed up there. Hey, if you've always accepted cookies, if you accept them when you go to a new website, you may want to consider clearing them periodically. Websites use cookies to collect data from your browsing history. Not all cookies are bad, but if your computer's running slow or you've accepted third-party cookies from an unencrypted website, clearing them could be beneficial. It's really important to understand how cybercrime and identity theft are affecting our lives. It affected mine. I had my identity stolen. It was terrible. It took me a long time to clean it up. Every day we put our information at risk on the internet. In an instant, a cyber criminal could steal what's yours like they did to mine. It really cost me about a year of my life, drove me crazy. It could sometimes even harm your finances and your credit. Good thing there's LifeLock. I have LifeLock. I had them way before they were a sponsor. LifeLock helps detect a wide range of identity threats like your social security number for sale on the dark web. If they detect your information has been potentially compromised, they'll send you an alert. They send me text messages. I get voicemails on my phone. I even played one time. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But you can help protect what's yours with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com/Bongino. Don't wait. That's LifeLock.com/Bongino for 25% off. Go today. All right, Joe, let's go. Very excited as always. By the way, don't miss my show on Fox this weekend. Please, I got a stacked show with some surprise guests. Got a great monologue for you. Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time, unfiltered with yours truly, Dan Bongino. Please be sure to check it out. I deeply appreciate it. If you can't make it, set your DVR. Thank you very much for your support. Keeping us number one in the primetime demo means a ton. We're only 8 weeks old, and the show has been a resounding success thanks to you. You did it, and I deeply appreciate it. So what are they hiding? The administration. Why are they engaged in persistent misinformation campaigns, the Biden administration, when it comes to coronavirus? We are now fully detached from science. Please, let's not make any mistake. I don't want to hear from liberal commentators or other folks out there, the never-Trumpers or whatever it may be, that, yeah, we're guided by the science. The science disappeared a long time ago. Please stop. Please just stop embarrassing yourselves. It's embarrassing to you and the people you think are listening to you. They tuned you out a long time ago. We are completely divorced from the science. I'll talk about that with regards to ivermectin in a minute, how there's actual science, and they've discarded that, telling you to put the face diaper on instead. So the CDC has reissued new guidance saying, get those face diapers on your kids and make sure in most areas of the country you face diaper up. Put the mask, the face diaper on, because there are all these breakthrough cases. It's so dangerous. Infections everywhere. We're all going to die. Make sure you get those face masks on, even if you've chosen to get the vaccination. Get that face diaper on your face. We need it. We need everyone to see it. It is the symbol of fear we need so we can screw up elections, keep kids out of school, enrich teachers' unions, and keep them home so they don't have to work. We need the face diaper. Man, this has been a lot for 4 minutes into a show. We can just stop right now. Show's over. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm not very happy about what's going on, hence my excitability today. The new face diaper guidance from the CDC a normal person, again, I'm not talking about the left, I'm talking about normal people. A sane person would say, well, the Centers for Disease Control in the United States, you would think they would be guided by science. So what was the science and the data they used to determine that vaccinated people, too, in most areas of the country right now, have to go out and put a face diaper on? What was the actual science there? Was there any? Or was this just some opinion of like Joe Dirt, the rag man on the corner who told him, yeah, I think we'd all need face diapers. Oh, check out him. He sounds good. So here's Psaki yesterday asked a pretty common sense question by Fox News' Peter Doocy at the press conference. Hey, Jen. Hey, Peppermint Patty, you got some science behind this new recommendation? Because it sounds kind of ridiculous. And I want you to pay very close attention to her answer, or should I say her total non-answer. Check this out.
Why do vaccinated people need to put the masks back on?
Well, Peter, first of all, I would say again, just to go back to this chart, which I will handily point to again. If you were vaccinated, it can save your life. And I think the clear data shows that this pandemic is killing, is hospitalizing, is making people very sick who are not vaccinated. That still continues to be the case, regardless of what the mask guidance looks like.
The vaccines work, which this sign says that they do. Then why do people who have had the vaccine need to now wear masks, the same as people who have not had it?
Because the public health leaders in our administration have made the determination based on data that is a way to make sure they're protected, their loved ones are protected, and that's an extra step given the transmissibility of the virus.
Do you get the answer or the non-answer? So what data, what science are you basing your decision on that vaccinated people should have to wear a face diaper? Can you point to that, please? It is the Centers for Disease Control. You are representing the EOP, Executive Office of the Presidency. Can you please tell us what data you're using? The public health officials have said they're referencing the data. Yeah, what data? The data the public health people referenced, which is what? The ones the health people said exists. Notice how she can't point to the data, which is kind of not even a circular answer. It's a non-answer. There's data, public health people have. Do you have it? Do you know what it is? No, I don't know what it is. So just the news, Greg Piper, looked at that. Well, what is the CDC? Zero credibility. No one pays any attention to these idiots anymore. They really, I'm very sorry. They're public service. They don't know what they're doing. This is completely political. The face diaper decision has nothing to do with science at all. And we can prove it. They can't. Here, just the news. Please read this piece of my newsletter. Bongino.com/newsletter. Please, I'm begging you to show you the thin gruel they base this decision to face diaper your kids and the whole country of. It's not even thin gruel. It's almost non-existent gruel. Here, just the news. CDC justified its new mask guidance based on a vaccine study listed as failing its peer review. The journal changes the status of the submitted India study from rejected to revise after CDC highlights it. I don't even, you know what? I swear, I don't even feel like doing this show today. You know why? Because I'm so annoyed. I'm afraid you're not going to get anything out of it because my anger is going to override the substance of the show. I'm not even kidding. I'm really, really pissed right now because we are entirely unmoored from reason anymore. We have crazy people running the country, licking their fingers on the politics of the day. The teachers' unions say we need masks. So do the crazy lunatic liberals. Bartender AOC said it. And they're like, let's go find a study somewhere in the world that says masks will protect vaccinated people. Yeah, the India study, that's it. The study was rejected. Change it to revise it. Change it to revise it. And then everybody goes along because liberals are morons. Here, from the Just the News story, get a load of this. The science they're using, which claimed the Delta variant produced an unusually large viral load in more than 100 vaccinated healthcare workers with, quote, breakthrough infections. Well, the study was listed as having failed peer review in the journal Nature when the CDC cited it. Archives of the study's page on Research Square, a preprint server for unpublished research, shows that it was marked reject on July 9th and remains so at least through the evening of July 26th, Eastern Daylight Time. So just to be crystal clear here, folks, so you understand, because the left is entirely divorced from facts, the fact checkers will be on this because they need to protect their failed science, Peppermint Patty, Biden, Dr. Fauci, that they need to protect these people because they're lying to you and making stuff up. And the fact checkers are nothing more than Soviet propagandists, little mini tyrants. You have to be crystal clear on this. The science is on our side. And the science said this. The study from India that says you need a mask if you're vaccinated was rejected and failed peer review. And then when the White House cited it, all of a sudden the rejected status was removed. I'm sure it's just a big coinky-dink, right? Here's part 2 of this Just the News piece. The quote, reject status and review notes were then removed by mid-morning and replaced with posted, suggesting the journal Nature had approved the paper without revisions, which drew controversy on Twitter. The notes were quickly restored and status was changed to revise, bearing the same date, July 9th, as the original reject status. Research Square addressed the confusion twice around noon on Wednesday, blaming a bug and a user interface error on Aaron. Oh, sure. It said the paper was still under review, and the current editorial decision is revised. How many suckers are going to fall for this? Are you all suckers? Are you all suckers? The answer to my audience, of course, is, of course you're not. Of course you're not. You, me, everyone watching this show on the conservative Trump side, Republican side, libertarian side, even the sane Democrat side realizes, no, we're not suckers, and you're right. It's the liberals who watch my show who then send me the death threats, wishing me death from cancer, who realize we're right. That a study that was rejected was marked reject, that the White House is using right now to impact the entire nation for mask mandates and mask guidance, that the study, the minute the White House put it up there, all of a sudden, magically, a bug on the website changed it from rejected to, just revise it. Meanwhile, a study about face diapers on your kids indicating they're inhaling a lot of carbon dioxide that could result in hypercapnia, that could be bad for them, gets pulled down just incredibly, just like that, lickety-split, because Soviet fact checkers didn't like the results of it and pulled it down. That's really strange how that happens. Ignore this, folks. Ignore these people at the CDC. This is not science. Do you understand? This is not science. They're sticking your kid in a face diaper based on an India study about breakthrough infections. And by the way, the breakthrough infections are for people who took a vaccine not even approved in the United States. Oh, here's part 3. This gets even better, this story. But the preprint study was already making waves before the review was even finished. Science News reported on July 2nd that antibodies from both recovered and vaccinated people were less potent at stopping Delta from infecting cells than Alpha, or the original version of the virus from Wuhan, China. The Indian healthcare workers had been given an AstraZeneca vaccine, which was not even approved for use in the U.S. Just a bug, folks. That's right. He's correct. Joe, it's just a bug. Don't worry, buddy. Just a bug.
No problem.
A study magically got changed from rejected and failed peer to revise. Magically got changed when the CDC cited it because teachers unions and others and liberal maniacs want everybody in face diapers, and they want it mandated despite no evidence at all. It stopped this pandemic one iota, none. They want everybody in face diapers all the time, 24/7. So the CDC went back and cited a study that failed peer review that magically, because of a bug, got changed to revise quickly. And when they got caught doing it, all of a sudden the apologetics started. So just summing this up quickly before I move on to the additional rejection of science. We have an actual treatment out there, ivermectin, with hard science behind it. They don't want that. Put the face diaper on and shut your pie holes, subjects. Shut your soup coolers right now. Put your face diapers on and shut your mouth. You will listen to your Soviet masters and the fact checkers at lead stories. So summing it up again, you'll face diaper your kids for another year in school if they even bother to open up, due to a study from India about a vaccine not even approved in the United States that was deemed rejected and failed peer review. Good. That's a good job. Well done. CDC. You guys are, I'll tell you, we got everybody, round of applause. Joe, round of applause.
Yeah.
Justin's clapping. Everybody's,
Well
this isn't a golf clap. This is one of those hearty,
baby.
yes,
Yeah.
well done. There you go, buddy. Got to get into that a little bit. That's right. Everybody, good job, CDC. Well done. Good way to establish faith in science again. You guys are really knocking it out of the park. Throw Fauci on the air again. Faucienstein. Put him on the air again. He's really doing it. Guy's taking every position known to man on masks. So what have I told you about why this is so dangerous? This endless focus on masks, which have failed. There is no correlation whatsoever between mask mandates and reducing the pandemic, the severity of it. None. You understand that? None. There is no science there. They want the mask on you because you can see it. And it reminds everyone we're in a pandemic, which makes them scared and allows the government to then take the advantage of the fear to steal your money and keep your kids out of school, to pay the teachers' unions to stay home. That's all that's happening right now. Here, Wall Street Journal. Here's actual science. And the FDA, again, another failed agency. Total failure. The FDA, not only, remember when they attacked hydroxychloroquine, now they're attacking ivermectin. Wall Street Journal, this will be in my show notes as well, my newsletter. Why is the FDA attacking a safe, effective drug? Ivermectin is a promising COVID treatment and prophylaxis. But the agency's denigrating it. Really? Interesting, because the agency approved ivermectin, approved it in 1996. It's 2021. Is it 2020? Thursday, July. Yeah, thank you, guys. Joe, 2021?
You're good, bro.
Oh, good. Okay, thanks, bud. Appreciate that. Sometimes I got to, get a little punchy sometimes. The MMA stuff cracks up your skull a little bit. It's 2021. So on my math, 421, that's 25 years ago. Am I right? Or is that, can you guys just check me? It's about 25. Thank you. Justin's a very smart kid. So it's been approved 25 years ago. Ivermectin was, but now all of a sudden, which is really strange, our government scions, these geniuses in the government, the same CDC citing an India study that was rejected based on a vaccine that's not even in use here. That's not been approved in the United States. That's fascinating. They made that decision on face masks, but they've decided now ivermectin is public enemy number one, despite it being having a safe drug profile and being approved 25 years ago. Why was that? Maybe because it works. Here from the Wall Street Journal on ivermectin. Ivermectin fights 21 viruses, including SARS-CoV-2, the cause of COVID-19. A single dose of ivermectin reduced the viral load of SARS-CoV-2 in cells by 99.8% in 24 hours and 99.98% in 48 hours, according to a June 2020 study published in the Journal of Antiviral Research. So it works. So of course you got to attack it. Of course. You need people focused on what? I can't say it enough. The visual, the faith. We don't have a mask. Oh, we do. Look at this. There's a mask here. Here you go, folks. Do the show in the mask. I can't do it on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm safe. We're safe.
All
Everybody's safe. Don't worry. I've been vaccinated. You're all safe now. Let me read this. Let's try to read this. Can you understand this? Let's see, because these are your kids in school. So the Wall Street Journal, they attack ivermectin. The Wall Street Journal talks about the attack on ivermectin. And why would the FDA attack ivermectin? Because it works. Well, here's what their attack. At the bottom of the FDA's warning against ivermectin is this statement. By the way, if you can't understand me on audio, that's the point. Meanwhile, effective ways to limit the spread of COVID-19 continue to be to wear your mask. I got it. Stay at least 6 feet from others who don't live with you. Wash your hands frequently and avoid crowds. This is incredible. Idiots wear this thing. Morons. I'm sorry. He's right. It's not going to work. I need 2. Maybe we need 7. So ivermectin's no good, and the FDA has chosen to attack it, stating that the effective way is to wear your mask and social distance, despite the fact that this drug with a relatively safe profile and a long history of use, and which is shown by science in a journal of virology to be a great prophylactic against this disease. No, they want to throw that out the window. Tell me again how we're being led by sane people. Please, I'll listen to you one more time. Please tell me again. Sorry, I'm taking a note because I don't want to forget to talk about this, because I am really genuinely furious today at the stupid people we live with. Here's another one, by the way, Daily Caller. Just one more before I got to take a quick break here, but they want to put vaccine passports here. European-style vaccine passports, maybe a path forward, CDC director says. The failed joke of a CDC director who lied to you yesterday about COVID being more dangerous than the flu. She lied. She outright lied to you based on her own data. And the same CDC director now working with all these other people in the government to ban ivermectin, talk down hydroxychloroquine, but stick you in a face diaper based on an India study on a vaccine not even approved here. Makes sense, right? Perfect sense. And we're crazy. We're all nuts. The fact checkers will fact check us, not these buffoons. This is insane. Opportunity costs, folks. Opportunity costs. More on that in a second. Hey, I need to sleep right now. Helix Sleep, they have a quiz. It takes just 2 minutes to complete. Perfect timing. It matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. I was matched to a Midnight Lux when I took the quiz because I like to sleep on my side. I need something a little more support. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? It doesn't make sense. With Helix, you're getting a mattress you know will be perfect for the way you sleep. They have several different mattress models to choose from. Soft, medium, firm. Mattress is good for cooling you down if you sleep hot. Plus size sleepers, I got a plus size mattress for you too. I took the Helix quiz and I was matched with the Midnight Lux. Love it. The only downside, like I said, I don't like to sleep in hotels anymore because I miss my mattress. It's been awesome getting these unboxing videos from those of you out there getting your Helix mattresses who love it. The feedback's been great. It's shipped to your door for free. You don't ever need to go to a mattress store again. They have a 10-year warranty. You get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. Risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't. If you don't love it, you will love it. You'll send me an email about it because I know you'll love it because I read your emails, all right? Thank you for your feedback on this product. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ and Wired Magazine. Helix also offers exclusive discounts for military, first responders, teachers, and students. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Get those 2 free pillows too. If you go to Helix, HELIX, helixsleep.com/Dan, helixsleep.com/Dan. Go today. Check them out. The point I want to make before we move on to my kind of related to this topic. There are 2 separate Americas right now. The America for American citizens and the America for people here illegally who live by a whole different set. They're like super citizens now. They have super rights you don't have. I'm not kidding. They get to do things you don't do. They don't need to follow any of the, you have to follow the law. You have to present ID on flights. Not them, not the super citizen illegal immigrants. They don't have to do any of this. The point I'm going to make here and why I am so focused like a laser on the absurdity of these continuing face diaper mandates is the relentless focus of the left on the face diaper only because it is a symbol of power and fear and what they can make you do. The beatings will continue until morale improves. That is their motto. They do not care about you. They hate you. They hate freedom. And the single best way to take your freedom is to, 1, show you don't have it. You will wear the face diaper. And number 2, keep the public afraid. They can see it. We're visual creatures. We hear and we smell, but we guide by our eyes typically. It's how we see the world. There's a reason we call it seeing the world. We don't say we hear the world. We don't say we smell the world. We say we see the world. We are visual creatures. I can't make this point enough. We focus on visual cues. The face diaper, the left needs it because you can see it, and it's a reminder we are in a pandemic and that you need to give the government your money, your freedom, and your kids. They focus on this, and all of their time is spent on the mask, even though it doesn't work. They do it knowing that. They're not stupid, and they do it at the expense of other things like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine that they attack endlessly because they're cheap, they're pre-approved, they may work well, but you can't see it. It may stop this pandemic. They need this pandemic. They need this pandemic to keep you scared all the time. So they attack it, and they focus relentlessly on a measure that has done nothing to stop this pandemic. They don't care about you. You die of this thing tomorrow. They don't give a damn. Here on the Super Citizens, you're subjected to draconian rules. Face diaper your face. Can't send your kid to school. In Australia, a formerly free country, which has turned into a prison colony, don't even leave your house or you'll be fined. No, I'm not kidding. They're telling you not even to talk to your neighbor. So what's really hard to fathom is we're actual citizens of this country, taxpayers, right? We built this place, the plumbers, electricians, the truckers, the carpenters, the architects, the pilots who fly around. You built this place. This place works because of you. And what's strange is you're second-class citizens in your own country. No, we're not there. No, you are. You are. Here's another Just the News article. You can read in my newsletter today. Federal government's exempting some illegal migrants from normal ID requirements on flights. Mark Morgan, former acting commissioner of CBP, said, "We're abandoning every single security norm we learned after 9/11 just to move illegal aliens through the country." You're a citizen. You can't get on a plane without a driver's license. Matter of fact, some conservatives who dared to show up January 6th, and many of whom were there for peaceful purposes at the rally, aren't even allowed to get on planes at all. But if you're an illegal migrant to this country entered illegally and gave the double-barreled middle finger to America, our values, and our laws and said, I'm going to come in when I want, and you all can kiss my butt, you get super citizen rights. Super citizen rights. You have rights that the average citizen, us deplorable smellies, don't have. Coming to the country illegally, I'm thinking about leaving, renouncing my citizenship, and coming back in the country illegally so I don't have to. It's like the best TSA pre-check ever. You don't even need ID. Pre-check, I'm here. What's your name? Don't know. I'm in the country illegally. Oh, come on through. Sir, right here. This is your line. Right here, sir. Right here. Did you see the illegal immigrant line? Hey, I have pre-check. Hey, go F yourself. Back on that line, you dumbass loser. You smelly, deplorable zero. Yeah, but I have clear too. Yeah, that's for idiots. This is the illegal immigration line here. You don't even need ID. Matter of fact, you dare to show. Don't show us anything. We don't want to know because then we can know who you are and we'll find out you're in the country illegally. We don't want to know. Come on right through here. There's going to be 3 lines at the airport now. Clear, TSA pre-check. No, 4. Regular smellies. And then there's going to be illegal immigrants. You don't laugh. Justin's laughing. You can laugh. Don't laugh in the audience. This is true. The smellies, you have to go through, have your shoes taken off. They probably smell your shoes. Oh, it smells kind of like Bob's. You take your computer out, turn it on, send an email so the NSA and Pegasus can watch you, right? Send that in, get felt up by TSA. You're like, hey, is that a pencil in your pocket? No, sir. No, sir. That's not. Although the medical society and medical schools will say there is no difference between male and female. That is my unit. That is not a pencil. Thank you very much. Get felt up by TSA. Naked body search. Bend over. Hey, spread them, folks. What is this? What is this? Is this like the first Rambo movie? Are they going to try and shave you too at the checkpoint? That's okay. That's okay. But if you're in the country illegally and said, F you to our laws and everything else, you go right through there. There is your line, Daddy-O. Illegal immigrants right through there. You bend and spread them, dude. Get the microscope out. There you go. What do we got in there? That's you. The big smellies. Yeah, it's true. Maybe he's right, man. Joe, he says maybe they'll run a voter registration drive at the illegal immigration checkpoint at TSA. No, because there's no ID. That's right, because if they needed ID, they don't like voter ID either. That's right. That's a good point. What's your name? John Smith, sir. Yes, John Smith. What's your birthday? It's my birthday. 12/6/75. Sounds good to me. Sir, you don't look like you're in your 40s. You're 20. But doesn't matter. Yeah, I voted. Exactly. I'll vote for Joe Biden. You're in. Wait, are you Cuban? Out of here. Out of here. Back to Cuba. There's a possibility you could vote Republican. Are you Cuban, sir? Are you? If you're Cuban, don't tell them you're Cuban. They'll kick you right out. They will kick you right out of here. Just lie. Just lie. Say you're from somewhere else. Just don't say Cuba. That's going to be the lines. The smellies, the TSA smellies, the clear smellies, and then illegal immigrants. You're A-okay. They say, oh, it's that's it, Dan? That's the only rules that they get to fly with their own advanced TSA pre-check if you're in the country legally? No, they get more. They get to just waltz in the country. No masks, nothing. Here's a story in the Federalist. This should probably enrage you a little bit. As border apprehensions surge, migrant COVID cases jump 900% in the Rio Grande Valley sector. This will be in the show notes as well. It was in earlier in the week. So again, the CDC, based on an India study that was rejected about how you need to put a mask on even if you're vaccinated. The India study, based on a vaccine not even approved for use in the United States, that was, again, rejected and is now in revised status, is dictating what the whole country has to do for the failed losers at the CDC. Everybody put your face diapers back on, run around scared, except if you're illegal. If you're in the country illegally and you don't care about American values or American laws, you don't at all, and you just waltz on in here, no face diapers for you, folks. Don't worry. And while you're at it, go fly to Hawaii. No TSA pre-check for you. Just walk right on the plane. Right on the. I'm surprised they even get checked. They're probably no, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Go. Yeah, you right through. Do you want to check my bags? No need to do that. You're not with the smellies over there. You go right through. These people really hate you. I'm sorry to inform you. They really, genuinely hate your guts. You know who really hates you too? The teachers' unions. I'm going to get to that in a second. Not the teachers. I'm not knocking teachers. I can't say this enough. It's important to me. It matters. It matters to me because my life was genuinely changed by very good teachers, many of whom really care. And I have a lot of teachers in my family who really do care. The unions, however, hate your kids. I mean, don't dislike. They really hate your kids because the level of hate you need to destroy the life of a child, his future prosperity, his or her future earnings too, is the level of hatred you have to have in your heart to do that is so deeply disturbing that I question these people's basic integrity. I'll show you some video of that in a second. Also, most popular president ever, Joe Biden, 247 million votes or whatever. It's really weird. Everywhere he goes, he gets the middle finger. No, literally. I'll show you the video in a second. You see this? My relief band. I went through chemo, folks. It sucked. I give it 2 thumbs down. If there was a Yelp review for chemo, big 2 thumbs down. Did not like that at all. I don't want to go through that again, but you know what helped me get through it? This is my actual relief band. You can tell I beat it up a little bit. I use this thing quite a bit. 1/3 of Americans regularly suffer from nausea. Do you know that? That's why I've always been excited about our partner here, Relief Band. Relief Band's the #1 FDA-cleared anti-nausea wristband. It's been clinically proven. It's Dan Bongino proven too because I used it to quickly relieve and effectively prevent nausea and vomiting associated with motion sickness, anxiety, migraines. That's why my wife uses it. She gets migraines, hangovers. I've never had one of those. Morning sickness, chemotherapy, and so much more. It's 100% drug-free, non-drowsy. It provides all-natural relief with 0 side effects for as long as needed. The technology was originally developed over 20 years ago in hospitals to relieve nausea from patients, but now through Relief Band, it's available to you. Relief Band. It stimulates a nerve right here. You just put it on. You just put it on your wrist. Stimulates a nerve in the wrist that travels to the part of the brain that controls nausea. Then it blocks the signal your brain is sending to your stomach telling you you're sick. It's really that simple. There's a power button and a button to turn it up. That's it. Very simple. Relief Band's the only over-the-counter wearable device that's been used in hospitals and oncology clinics to treat nausea and vomiting. And it works. For me, it worked the minute I hit the power button. I needed it. Ensure nausea is never the reason to miss out on life's important moments. Right now, Relief Band has an exclusive offer just for Dan Bongino listeners. If you go to reliefband.com and use the promo code Bongino, you'll receive 20% off plus free shipping and a no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee. So head to Relief Band. I get a lot of emails about this. Here's the URL, folks. Reliefband.com. Reliefband.com and use our promo code Bongino, Bongino, for 20% off. Check it out. It really works. My wife, like I said, used it for migraines too. Okay. Getting back to the show. So whereas I adore good teachers, they can change the world. The teachers' unions genuinely hate your kids. Randy Weingarten is one of the probably the in the education space, because I don't like unnecessary hyperbole. In the education space is probably the most destructive figure in America right now. There hasn't been a human being alive in decades in the education space who has caused more damage to your kid's life than Randy Weingarten. Here is a video of Randy Weingarten, the head of one of America's largest teachers unions, incredibly suggesting, again, that not only will your kids be put in face diapers because a failed study in India using a vaccine not even approved here said so, and therefore the dopey, dumbass White House had to jump on board with their failed CDC director who lied to you about the flu. Not only will your kids be in face diapers, but Randy Weingarten said, hey, we may go back to schools, but, we may not too. Here, check this out. Notice the caveat she throws in at the end.
Has really thrown this curveball that says that, vaccination is the number one gold standard, that we need to, bring back our masks for schools. So the bottom line is we're going to keep kids safe. We're going to keep our members safe. And we're going to try to open up schools, and we're going to try to move through this political battlefield.
We're going to try. Notice how she throws that caveat in the end. We're going to try. Your kids are going to lose 2.5 years of their life and education. And this political hack, this destructive figure decimating this country's future potential, decimating our human capital, causing trillions of dollars in damage. This destructive human being, Randy Weingarten, immediately leverages a rejected study from India. Rejected. Of course, turned to revise because the CDC cited it. A rejected study from India to ensure that that she will tell you to put a face diaper on your kid if you're lucky enough to get back in the schools she now effectively controls. Why is this so disgusting? Well, again, on this show, we do data. That's why the fact checkers hate it, because they're communists. Communists hate facts. You'll see lead stories, again, USA Today. Maybe that guy, Tom Kircher, who can't even figure out what Kamala Harris said while fact-checking what Kamala Harris said, which is kind of hilarious when you think about it. This is why I'm so upset. Article in the Wall Street Journal today. Again, be in the newsletter. Check it out. The cost of the school shutdowns. A new McKinsey study documents the severe student learning loss. Well, you'll see later down in the piece, if you read it, that it documents the fact that the best, most optimistic reading of the data about the damage these lockdowns did to your kids. Keep in mind, folks, McKinsey acknowledges in the report, this is the most optimistic reading of the report, is that your kids lost 4 months of math, and 5 months of reading. If you happen to be black, a minority student, your kid lost 6 months of math attainment and 7 months of reading, which will cost your kid upwards of, and conservative estimate, $61,000 in earnings. Randy Weingarten doesn't care. Randy Weingarten wants your kids out of school because she can't stand your kids. You realize the hate you have to have in your heart to subject children to this destruction of their future earnings potential and future prosperity? You understand how much you have to revile and abhor these kids? The hatred you have to have in your heart has to be black to do this to these kids. But they do it anyway. You have grocery store workers down the block in the Publix I live near, down the block, who worked through this pandemic when there were tens of thousands of cases a day in and around the South Florida area and North Florida, working through the whole thing, sitting there. And yet a frontline job, one of the most important jobs for our kids. You have cops that never went home, firemen that worked, EMTs. I had to fly all around the country getting treatments. Hospital workers worked, and you can't get back in the classroom. Again, I'm not knocking the individuals. I know a lot of them want to. But the unions, you can't get back in the classroom. you're somehow subjected to special rules. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're all illegal immigrants. Maybe that's why you get the special rules. You don't even have to work. You probably get a tax bonus for not working. In that case, you definitely don't have to show ID when you fly. You don't have to wear a mask either, only if you want to, especially if you cross the border illegally. But you get special rules. Everybody else has to go back to work. The truckers, the plumbers, the HVAC techs, the pilots, but not you. You get to stay home, ensuring our kids lose another year of education. And therefore, because they have no education, we have no pilots, we have no architects, we have no plumbers, and we have no electricians because they don't learn any of the skills because you have to stay home. Keep it up. You're generating a lot of really goodwill with the American people. Teachers unions. Ton. People really love you. Your approval rating with America was about a 0.001 before this. We're down to now repeating decimals as zero. You know when you put the line over the zero? That's where we are right now. The only people that approve of the teachers' unions right now are the executives in the teachers' unions. Ripping this country to absolute shreds. So moving on, let's do a quick contrast here. You know, Joe Biden, the most popular president ever, got 442 million votes or whatever. Most popular president in the history of the United States. Guy can't even spit out a coherent sentence. His son is selling blowhole paintings for $500,000 to potential Chinese buyers so they can influence and blackmail the Biden family later. But don't worry, he's the most popular president ever. 722 million votes. Everybody loves him. So let's look at a contrast. So here's President Trump. Shows up in Bedminster quickly. He shows up, President Trump, supposedly the most hated man in the history of humankind. Here is President Trump yesterday in Bedminster. Check this out. Now, here is Joe Biden. Joe Biden, who got 2.7 trillion votes, the most popular POTUS ever in the history of humankind. Here's Joe Biden, the Scranton kid. He's supposed to be like a local lunch bucket Joe working man. He goes to a working town in Pennsylvania, Allentown. And here's the irony of this. The same number of people in that room to celebrate the appearance of President Trump, roughly the same amount of people show up for Joe Biden. The irony is they're all Trump supporters giving him the middle finger. But don't worry. He got 3.4 trillion votes. He's the most popular president in the history of humankind. There has been no more popular leader, monarch, dictator, president, prime minister ever in the history of humankind. He's more popular than Bashar Assad, who got 99.9% of the vote in the recent election. Joe Biden, 72 trillion votes, the most popular president ever. And here's Joe Biden, where he's supposed to be the most popular in Allentown. And again, the same amount of people show up. Ironically, it's the same type of people, Trump supporters, because Biden doesn't have any. Check this out. Now, you're probably like, Dan, if you're listening on audio specifically, did you get that wrong? The people are screaming Trump. No, I didn't get that wrong. They are screaming Trump at Joe Biden. That's Joe Biden's motorcade. Do you see the middle fingers, too? This is Joe Biden. 67 trillion votes. 60, most popular ever. Bashar Assad-like numbers. 99.962% of the vote. Joe Biden, most popular president ever in the history of humankind. Listen, on a serious note. Sorry. Didn't sleep too good last night. That's why I'm so pissy today. Seriously. This matters. You showing up on the corner, letting Biden know how you feel. It matters. Let me tell you a quick story. So back in the day when I was a Secret Service guy, I was in the motorcade section for a while of the president's detail. And when I was a new guy, President Bush at the time used to go back to his ranch. And there's only a couple of ways to get there without giving up any secrets to the ranch. And a bunch of Code Pinkers figured that out. Remember Code Pink, Sidney Sheehan?
Yep.
Was that her name, Sidney Sheehan? I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a leftist group. They hated Bush and they were against the Iraq war. They just didn't, they wanted just to bring everybody home, which ironically I'm against it too, but they just didn't, it became about Bush personally. Now you may say to yourself after seeing that Biden video, oh, they don't pay attention to that. He's the president of the United States. Oh boy, I beg to differ. I can't tell you how many times, because there was only a few ways to get there to the Bush ranch, these Code Pinkers figured out exactly where to stand so that Bush would have to see him. And because this is the United States of America, or used to be, I don't know what will happen to these protesters soon. You'll probably find yourself under investigation by the FBI for undocumented protesting or something. But back in the Bush days, we actually had a free country for a little while until he passed the Patriot Act and screwed that up too. But they figured out exactly where to stand on the road. And I can't tell you how many times in that car, a couple of agents and staffers would kind of hint and nod like, hey, why don't we speed up a little bit when we go by those protesters? He really hates to see that. I can specifically remember another time leaving Walter Reed, driving to an LZ, a landing zone where we were going to get on a helicopter, Walter Reed in D.C., where Code Pink had figured out exactly where to stand as well. Exactly where to stand. So you had to, choke points, you had to pass them. I vividly remember a staffer and someone saying, hey, let's move the motorcade onto the other side of the street so he doesn't have to see these Code Pinkers. It drives him crazy. Why am I telling you that? Not to give up state secrets. They're not state secrets. There's nothing state or secret about it. It's to tell you that it matters. Don't think for a second Joe Biden didn't see what happened yesterday. And don't think for a second, he probably forgot it today because it's Joe Biden. He forgets he was even in Pennsylvania. He thinks he still is in Pennsylvania today. Are we in Pennsylvania? He doesn't even know. But believe me, when it happened, him and his staff saw it. And don't think for a second it doesn't matter. When you show up and peacefully protest and assemble like you have the God-given right to do, and you let them know your feelings, I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Those Code Pinkers got to him. Anyone telling you otherwise is lying to you and wasn't there. I was there in the car. Don't tell me what happened. I was there. Get the little elbow thing. Hey, you want to move over to the left? He's don't like to see these Code Pink people. You gonna tell me that didn't happen? I'm just making it up. Why? For PR so I can get a TV show? Or maybe I'll get a radio show? Maybe a podcast? It matters. Show up. Bring your Trump flags. Let them know how you feel. Peaceful assembly is your right with a capital R. Let them know how you feel. Bring homemade signs, too, to let them really know how you feel about their diaper mandates, their lockdowns, their failed CDC guidance. They read it. Trust me. Please trust me. I was there. All right. Showing up matters, as I just said. I'm going to get to more of that in a second, including a funny video by Project Veritas. You got to see. AOC gets totally caught off guard. Hey, I drove for an hour to come see you. She's like, oh, great. Not for the reasons you think. All right, my final sponsor. I'm sitting in it right now. That's it. For those of you listening at home, I'm just smacking it right there. Hear that? What is it? My X chair. I love it. Listen, the unknown came in 2020. It changed the workplace forever. Well, some of us are getting back to the office. Some of us are working from home. You might as well be comfortable while you do it. The future of work is changing. X chair. It's at the forefront of home and office seating during the transition. Don't sit for 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day on a crappy old chair. It doesn't make any sense. X chair. They have a new innovation. Their Elemax temperature regulation. It'll take your seating comfort to a whole new level. It's patent pending Elemax technology delivers cooling, heat, and massage. You just hit the buttons. They're right in the back. They're right here, right behind me. Directly to the core. Helps increase blood flow, muscle recovery, and energy. All perks that make working from home or the office a joy. You're feeling a bit warm? Set your Elemax to cooling. The air conditioning cranked up too high? Set your Elemax to heating. Warm up and soothe tired muscles too. You feeling stressed from too many of those Zoom calls? Turn on the massage therapy and relax. X-Chair also has their patented dynamic variable lumbar support. It's important for me for my lower back. It's got incredibly responsive lower back support. Now with Elemax, your comfort's guaranteed. You know, Guy said to me, my dad wants one of these at work. Yes, I don't take sponsors. We don't need ever. I don't care. I only take sponsors for products at work. Yes, it is great. I love it. You won't believe the difference till you feel it for yourself. Imagine regulating your body temperature and getting massage therapy while you're working. There's never been a better time to ditch that old no-name office chair and boost your productivity by treating yourself to the joys of X-Chair. Go to xchairbongino.com now. That's the letter X, chairbongino.com, or call 844-4XChair for $100 off your order. X-Chair has a 30-day guarantee of complete comfort, and you can finance your purchase for as little as $30 a month. Go to xchairbongino.com and use code XWheels for free. X-Wheel blade casters. Sorry, I have those on mine. That's X, the letter X, chairbongino.com. Again, use X-Wheels for free X-Wheel blade casters. Check it out. You'll love it. Thanks for your patience, folks. The sponsors want to be here. And as I said, we only take sponsors that produce products we like, companies that want to talk to you. So thank you for your patience. So I was just talking about Code Pink showing up and getting in George Bush's head. I know, I was there. I saw it. And showing up matters. So just quickly, I just want a quick update on what's happening to me locally, in case you think, again, I speak with forked tongue and just sit in my chair, my X-Chair here, and do nothing all day and don't leave my house. So in my neighborhood, because I've told you repeatedly, subsidiarity matters. Subsidiarity is the principle that the best level of management is the most local level of management, not detached management in federal government in D.C. Well, the local management here is the Sewell's Point Town Council. They have commissioners, and they want to hike taxes because 4 of them are turned into super liberals, and they think my pocket is their pocket. So, I know it's probably not the best idea sometimes to put out locations but this matters to me, and it's worth the fight. So I showed up at the town commissioner meeting the other day, I told you, and made my point respectfully in front of the town council that, it's to the commissioners, there are 5 of them, that it's not your money, it's mine. I did not move to Florida to pay higher taxes. And frankly, I'm seeing this all over Florida. I'm hearing Martin County, where I live, may increase the millage rate as well. I don't know where they're getting this from. They think people are moving to Florida to pay higher taxes. This is a thing down here. I'm telling you, folks, don't think because you moved to Texas or Florida that there aren't locals who are super liberals who will raid your pocket in a heartbeat. They will. Don't believe me. There are liberals everywhere. They will follow you everywhere. So this is a relatively conservative area. And 4 of the commissioners, was it Dave, Kaya, Frank, and the other one, I think his name is James, turned into uber liberals and decided it'd be a good idea to raid people's pockets. Of course, the only conservative one on the council, James Campos, stood up rather boldly and told them they were all crazy and pointed out a history of gross mismanagement of the town. Well, I don't want to relitigate that to bore you with the personal details of my life, but showing up does matter. I showed up with my wife, and we were attacked for it, which is fine. Again, I have a thick skin for that stuff. And one of them, she's like, you need to pay your fair share. So one of the neighbors reached out to me and was like, yeah, the person telling you that you need to pay your fair share? Yeah, they're locked in on a homestead, on a low value on their home. So this tax increase isn't going to affect them at all. Pretty much. So you pay your fair share, just don't make me pay it. That's typical for liberals. It happens everywhere. But you got to get out there. You got to show up. You want to fight these face diaper mandates? You want to fight tax hikes? You want to fight CRT in schools? You got to show up. I was super busy on Tuesday night. I had to do it. I'm going to be back again next time. You got to show up. We have no excuses. Speaking of showing up, Project Veritas just lit up AOC yesterday. This is just a bit of comic relief. Check this out. This is what happened.
I drove 1 hour, if I can please.
Oh my goodness, yes, of
Yes.
course.
I did. I drove 1 hour just to let you know that I am a journalist with Project Veritas.
Oh.
Got him! Got him! Do you even live in the Bronx? Because we investigated that. When an elected representative hides behind her fame, Project Veritas, we expose everyone, sir.
Folks, you got to see the video. If you're listening to the audio version of the podcast, just go to the video, skip, I don't know, head to 53, 54 mark. I don't need you. I'm not worried about the views or downloads or anything. You got to watch the video. Guy shows up from Project Veritas, has a Black Lives Matter shirt on, obviously kind of being sarcastic. Hey, can we take, oh yeah, you can take a picture. The minute he says he's from Project Veritas, the AOC army swarms in to protect the bartender from a serious question because God forbid she had to answer one. You see how this works? You see how it works? Just a moment of comic relief for you right there. All right, we do have time. I want to get to this. Let's see what's more important here. Man, we didn't even get to like anywhere close to what I wanted to. All right, let's do this. This inflation thing we're in serious trouble. The Fed, which is now admitting they can't control inflation and it's not exactly transitory, like they said. Hey, you know it's going to go away, and it's now starting to admit maybe we didn't know. Folks, they were warned. This is really important. Here was the Fed chairman, Powell, yesterday, pretty much acknowledging we were right the entire time, that this inflation isn't going to go away quickly and could be bigger trouble than they anticipated. Check this out.
Inflation has increased notably and will likely remain elevated in coming months before moderating. As the economy continues to reopen and spending rebounds, we are seeing upward pressure on prices, particularly because supply bottlenecks in some sectors have limited how quickly production can respond in the near term. These bottleneck effects have been larger than anticipated, but as these transitory supply effects abate, inflation is expected to drop back toward our longer-run goal. Very low readings from early in the pandemic, as well as the pass-through of past increases in oil prices to consumer energy prices, also contribute to the increase, although these base effects and energy effects are receding. The process of reopening the economy is unprecedented, as was the shutdown at the onset of the pandemic. As the reopening continues, bottlenecks, hiring difficulties, and other constraints could continue to limit how quickly supply can adjust, raising the possibility that inflation could turn out to be higher and more persistent than we expect.
My gosh, that guy can put you to sleep. I'm like, oh, Jerome Powell. Listen, Captain Excitement, can you spice it up a little bit? Now, we warned Jerome Powell, who's supposed to be some kind of a genius, and the Federal Reserve Board, that this is really what we warned him about is this is just crazy pills time, right? We said, listen, if you print a lot of money and people aren't working to create a lot of products, then more money will be chasing fewer products and inflation will result. I know that's crazy. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's nuts. Like, what kind of lunatic are you, Bongino? Like, everybody warned him about it. It's simple math. Milton Friedman's warned about it forever. Even Democrats warned him, by the way. Oh, you doubt me? Look, Washington Post, February 4th. 2021. It is now, checking my calendar, July. Back in February, a Democrat, you can see this in the Washington Post, a Democrat, Larry Summers, the former Bill Clinton Treasury Secretary, warned them in the Washington Post that the Biden stimulus is admirably ambitious, but it brings some big risks too. This is a hardcore Democrat warning them in February, if you print a lot of money we don't have for a porculus bill, it will lead to mass inflation. And Jerome Powell and others were like, no, it won't. Print a lot of money to chase a bunch of products we don't have? We'll be A-OK. And then it happened, and then they look at us again like we're the smellies. Get back on the smelly line in the airport. They want this. They want to monetize the debt. They want to print a lot of money, therefore run us up into a lot of debt. And if we run up a lot of debt and you devalue the U.S. currency, well, if a dollar is worth less, a dollar of debt is worth less too. This is going to destroy people with fixed incomes, like the tax hike in Sewell's Point. So if you're old and you're on a fixed income, be careful. Don't move here with these 4 commissioners in charge. Seriously. They want more. They wanted a 10. They wanted the millage rate to go up to 10. These people will raid your pocketbook. But, fixed income inflation, you'll be eating cat food soon if Jerome Powell has what he wants and Joe Biden. And just remember, the rich people can hedge their bets. They can buy TIPS bonds. They can hedge against inflation. It's the poor that can't. They get hurt the worst. So the poor and seniors get destroyed by this policy. But keep voting for Joe Biden. He's there for you. Good job. Folks, thanks again for tuning in. Again, please don't miss my Fox show this week. It's going to be a really good show. I've got a piece of video in the beginning I think you're going to like, and I tie it to a current narrative. You're going to see how this was predicted a long time ago. It's called Unfiltered, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the Fox News Channel. We really appreciate it. I will see you all tomorrow.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show.